You are listening to Liberty Movement Radio because you can handle the truth.
Welcome to the bleeding edge of talk radio, coming to you live from the beating heart of America's streets, Shamrocks and Shenanigans, putting the liberty in Liberty Movement Radio.
Welcome to Shamrocks and Shenanigans. I'm your host, King, and tonight we are joined by my lovely, wonderful co-host and producer, Sil, and Eric Mackey. I'm sorry, I always screw things up in the beginning, but Mackey.
It's okay, Zyra.
Just call me Mickey Mouse, guys.
We'll just call you Eric the Mick.
Yeah.
The Mixter. There we go.
Mike, I'm hearing a little echo of me.
I don't even care right now. I don't want to hear it. You can deal with it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It should clear up because I haven't changed anything.
Okay, sometimes it just starts off like that anyway.
I know we said that we were going to start off with our little video and get into the different executive orders and the controversy over them. And I guess we'll start off with our CNN video right here.
The one thing you need to know is that an executive action is not as broad or as long-lasting as a law.
An executive order and an executive action, in many ways, there isn't really a difference. So an executive order is a statement of policy by the President of the United States. It's a message to government departments about exactly how a law should be implemented and the rules under which the policy of the administration will be followed. Presidents use it, especially when they can't get laws passed through Congress. A law is clearly the preferable way for a president to go because it lasts longer and it's more difficult to overturn. President Obama's executive orders are now very vulnerable to the pen of Donald Trump, just as the executive orders that Trump is now signing could be overturned by the next president.
Not exactly sure. That wasn't the video that I was looking to go with, but okay.
You see?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Nothing's going right today.
Whoa, there's no turning back now.
There's actually there's a list.
Yes.
On there. Okay, good.
And we have it. You know,
Cool.
where should we start?
Number one.
Well, do we want to start with day one or do we want to start with number one executive order?
I say executive orders and we'll yay or nay them.
Okay, let's see. Where is the
Maybe.
list? Oh, wait a minute.
I mean, there's a bunch, though. I don't know if we have enough time.
There were 17 different executive orders that I know of. I'm actually not even seeing them here. This is
What?
this I don't see the executive orders. I just see a list of the days and everything that happened on them.
Oh, let me look back at this link.
Yeah, this is what you sent me. Day 1, minimizing the economic burden of the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act pending repeal. Hours after taking the oath of office, Trump issued an executive order aimed at rolling back Obamacare. The directive called on the Secretary of Health and Human Services, in addition to other agencies, to interpret regulations as loosely as possible to minimize the financial burden on individuals, insurers, healthcare providers, and others.
Yeah, like I said, that link is not findable. I mean, I could see it, but it just you couldn't do anything with it. So I guess it's still lost. But
What
the
happens?
one I had
How about
numbered every executive order.
If you were to go into that link and you click on it, then it should come up in your address bar.
Well, let me look. Hang on. I have to turn the video down. It is. It's in my address. It's in my, yeah.
Okay, so if you copy it out of there, you should be able to paste the link.
Well, the link that I found yesterday is gone.
Oh.
And it was, God, Eric, where was it from? Let me look again. Eric, are you still there?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, don't be a pain. Let me see. Every order is the first day is what executive actions.
Let me switch our screens. I heard that.
That was Joey. He's on his computer back there.
Ah,
He had
okay.
it loudly. Trump tracker executive orders issued by president. Let me see what this is. Nobody get quiet. Okay, wait a minute.
Ford just went live about 5 minutes ago. He's covering the pro-refugee protests.
Oh, really?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm sure he's in D.C. Okay, Mike, I'm sending you this link that I just found. I think it's the one that you can't get. Executive Order 1, Executive Order 2. It goes, let's see how far it goes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is every one. But you'll probably have to go look at it yourself because I don't think you can copy and paste this.
We'll see what happens. Hold on one second. I'm working on one other thing right now.
Okay. Well, I think it's working today. Because this is the one to have. Let me go find Ford and I'll try to see if we can't grab some of his stream. I don't know if we can or not today.
Shall I bring up a random topic to talk about while we get this together?
I wish you would. I wish you would.
Okay. Let's see. The past few days, what's been going on? Well, the hysteria surrounding the Muslim ban. Yes, guys, yay or nay? Is it a ban? Is it not a ban?
Okay, it is not a ban on Muslims. It is a ban on terrorism and radical extremists. If you are connected to some sort of extremist group, you will not be permitted access into this country, whether it's family, friends, yourself, whatever the case. I believe that this ban is just so that we can turn around and initiate policies both in those countries as well as here that actually ensure the safety of Americans. And I don't think that there's going to be much fallout from this in 3 to 4 months' time.
No, I don't really think there's. I think the number was ridiculous who really got affected. It was like, I want to say between 100 and 200 people.
It was the There were a total I read of about 900 people worldwide out of some 300.
Worldwide.
Yeah, and I believe it was 109 people were detained in the United States out of 325,000 international air travelers that came in.
Yeah, it's hysteria.
Yes.
It really is.
So you had 109 people that were actually detained. Of those, there was something like 90 or something that actually they were permitted through that day. They were just subjected to more enhanced interrogation. But from what I understand, there were some 5 or 6 or 700 people abroad who were forbidden from getting on planes headed for the U.S.
Well, it's this whole. I've been told it was a weak argument, but Obama has done this before. They actually did it with Vietnam refugees.
Obama put a restriction on visas in December of 2015, and nobody protested that.
And somebody told me, though, that it had nothing to do with this, like it was apples and oranges, but I'm really not as versed on it.
It's a continuation of the policies implemented by the Bush administration and Obama's administration.
Right.
And, of course, the fault for all of that is falling on Donald Trump because he's actually being smart about it. It's not all his fault. But
I don't see how it can be.
It can't be because, like I said, these are all just from past administrations. It's not like he just came up with these things off the top of his head and said, yeah, let's do this. Let's piss a bunch of people off. Something that pisses me off, by the way, is how are you going to protest a supposed travel ban by impeding other people's right to travel in airports? They're blocking off entrances and all that great stuff. I mean, isn't that a little hypocritical?
Most, in my opinion, yes.
Just a little. The whole think about all of these protesters in general. They want to claim that they're protesting, but they claim that they're these peaceful people. Meanwhile, their idea of peace is making as much noise and causing as much chaos and violence as possible, so they can attract the most amount of attention to their cause.
Right.
It makes no sense to me. When we were trying to gather people and, get people to come together, it was all about being attractive. And you wanted to do things that were right by people to make them notice you and say, hey, that's something I want to be a part of.
Yeah, we were trying to draw people in and give them information, because I remember I used to do it. I used to be on the streets all the time, and we had Slim Jims and, and we were willing to stop and talk to people without attacking. And, most people that we talked to were very receptive.
Yep.
And the people that weren't, we just left them alone.
That's it.
Yeah,
and you know what? I'm all for peaceful protesters. I really am. I have a dog in that fight at Standing Rock. I really do. I just can't turn my back on that. But I don't like to see protesters get hurt at all, as long as they're peaceful. That stuff on Inauguration Day those were domestic terrorists. We've already discussed that.
Yeah.
That's not protesting.
Well,
Not
let's
at
look
all.
at the video of I believe the Trump supporter getting knocked out at one of these airports. I forget which one it was, but he took quite a blow to the head from one of these protesters, and he got hurt. I believe he was concussed from that. And because why? He had a different opinion. That's why. That's what it comes down to. He had a different political opinion, and someone wanted to throw a punch at him. I mean, again, I get called out for being hypocritical about this because they're saying, well, if it was a Trump supporter who threw the first punch, whatever, you wouldn't call him out. Yes, I would. Of course I would.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I wouldn't sit there. I don't, like Seal just said, I don't want to see anybody get hurt out of this. I don't want to see anyone get killed out of this. This is ridiculous. I mean, Seal covered it nicely just now. No matter which side it is that's causing the trouble, we're going to call them out for it.
Absolutely.
But the problem is right now is that everybody just wants to be right. You're either they're either. It's like you either have to be 100% with them or 100% against them, and no matter what you say or what you report or what you do, you're going to get attacked. And I've never been in a position like I am right now, because
it's an odd position to be in. It's kind of it's an awkward position to be in because
It
it
is. I
doesn't
feel
matter
very
at this point which side you speak on. It's just you're going to get attacked either way, left, right, and center. And I would say we have good intentions. Like we said, we're kind of trying to promote peaceful protests. We're calling out the violence and the hypocrisy. But even when you do that, somehow the fault still falls on you. You're a hypocrite. You're you're what's the term? Islamophobe.
Oh
You're
God, you
something.
name it.
You're something. You're something. You can't win. Like Steele said, you're
a
you're going to be
bigot.
painted a wrong color somehow, some way.
Honestly, the night, what was it? It was either night before last or 3 nights ago. I had to flee the scene. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't. It was just like there was no point. I was done with it because I try to just post what's the fact, and I guess I make mistakes sometimes. I don't think I make very many, but yeah, I'm just tired of being attacked. Like about Ford's video, I thought that was so stupid. But anyway, let's don't go there.
Yeah. It was I forget where, either Texas or Florida. You guys can look this up if you want. There was a mosque, or there was a couple of mosques that were lit on fire, and I'm not okay with that. You know, why would it's? I think there were people in one of them, or something. I mean, no one was hurt, I don't think, thankfully. But I'm not okay with that. I mean, guys, really.
The problem is, Eric, is that a lot of this is Soros funded. So,
of course.
So the problem is that when you support the protesters, you get lumped in with supporting the shit that Soros funds.
Right.
And there's no line because. You know what I'm saying? It's like Black Lives Matter. They started out as a really good group, and they
became infiltrated.
Yeah, and they became so freaking infiltrated that they had not a chance of ever. I mean, their name has been blackened.
Not for nothing. But look at what happened to the Liberty Movement. It started out as the Tea Party, which was a grassroots movement.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it became infiltrated and people started working their way and working their magic and driving those wedges right in between the people. And then you started getting all of these different groups splitting off.
Then you had Palin come in and Bachman, and then Ron Paul was the freaking father of the Tea Party, and now he's just...
He don't care.
I mean, it's nothing to do with him anymore.
Nope, he will not associate with it at all.
I think I jumped before he did.
I know.
Honestly. I got pissed off.
In the very, very beginning, I was for it, and I kind of saw the way things were going, and I just kind of distanced myself.
Any group that gets big and does good is going to be infiltrated. And that's why people need to be more organized.
Exactly.
Two things to look out for. This is how you know a group has been co-opted and infiltrated. This is how you'll know. One, is the government against it? And two, do they get a lot of coverage from the mainstream media? That is how you know that something somewhere is off about the group. They've diverted from their original focus, because Black Lives Matter was originally about police brutality. That was the main focus. Police brutality, racist cops, and the departments that would protect them. Right. That was their entire focus.
Yes.
They would get barely any coverage. We always had to have the independent guys go out there, cover it, and tell us what the fuck was going on. Nowadays, it's probably been for the past year and a half or so, the mainstream media is all over them, and they're being infiltrated with these Soros shills, and they're all over the place. They don't even talk about police brutality anymore. Rarely, I think, and I mean, those are just obvious signs.
I was with them 150%, and then the more, because I'm always there from jump, and like the more it went on, the worse it got, and I just had to bail. Right. And so, like Standing Rock right now, like I said, I really do feel like I have a dog in that fight. I don't know why. It's just my heart is right there with them, but I guess it's because I'm a land person. You know what I'm saying? And I think the Indians have been done horribly over the years. But at this moment, from what I understand, they made agreements that the Indians agreed with, and now they're going back, and there's provocateurs, and it's going to be the same thing. I'm telling you, I see it going the same way.
Cops are now moving in and searching.
I've been watching it all day.
Yes, they're going in and they're searching the camps, and they're, I believe, detaining people. And it's so funny how when the cameras turned off, that's when the shit started to hit the fan, and that's when the rubber bullets came out. That's when they started to detain
Actually, no,
people.
I've seen it. I've seen live footage on all of it. Yeah, I mean, they've treated those people horribly. They put them on a bridge and blocked them off and sprayed hoses on them in like below freezing weather. I mean,
This looks so similar. I mean, think of the civil rights movement. It's kind of, I'm not saying it is that, but it's.
But see,
there's similarities.
Trump has moved it 70 miles to get off their land, and they agreed to it. And I don't know why it's still happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't understand. I think he was trying to compromise. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like he was trying to compromise and still have Americans get jobs. You know, I don't know.
I think that's what it was, too. It was a compromise on both ends.
Trump is a very big oil man. We know this. But at the same time, he's already come out and said he's all for any sort of energy, whether it's oil, coal, or natural gas, or some sort of really good, feasible, renewable energy. He wants to promote that technology. I believe him on that. Now, no matter what,
where technology is involved, there's money, and we know Trump likes money.
Right,
I mean, good for him.
Absolutely. He's looking at it from a business standpoint. And, if he happens to be invested in some of these companies, who really gives a shit? If they're doing well and the company and the country's doing well, then why shouldn't he be rewarded in some way for that?
But he's dumped all his stock in that.
I know he has,
so that
but
he wouldn't be biased.
At the same time, I'm sure he has things set up in a way where it's still his, and he has access to, whatever he needs.
I'm really sure the man has stuff going on in stock and stuff that he doesn't even know.
Exactly, because people.
I mean, he's been a tycoon since
he was born.
Jesus.
He was born into it. He learned the business, and he got a loan from Daddy, and he has done remarkably well ever since.
Which is what we're supposed to kind of go with as libertarians. Capitalism, I mean.
I'm all for free market capitalism.
I mean, the people should set the market.
Exactly. The problem is the free market is very closed and regulated, where new ideas and things aren't allowed to be brought to light. New technologies aren't allowed to be brought up. And now I think it's finally going to start to happen, because he seems like he does want to go against the grain.
When he brought up alternative energy sources, kind of what Mike was just talking about, we definitely have alternative sources to turn to. We've got hydroelectric energy, we've got solar energy, we've got wind energy, biomass energy, geothermal energy, tidal power.
No, you're absolutely right. Just on the solar technology aspect alone, we have panels that can store like 600 times more than what they have today. The technology is already there. It's just a matter of bringing it to the market and mass producing it to make the price drop.
That's
well,
it. Go ahead, Sil.
He signed an executive order, I want to say yesterday morning, that banned regulations on small business owners, and I thought that was fabulous.
I believe that might have even been Saturday, yes. What it's going to do now, for every new regulation that they want to pass, they have to remove 2 old regulations.
Yeah. Because that really affects the people that I work for, and that trickles down.
Absolutely.
I mean, it gives small business owners a chance against big corporations.
Yep, because the big corporations are able to find all the loopholes to be able to do whatever the hell they want anyway.
Exactly, and small business owners don't have that kind of jack. They just
don't. Not at all. By the way, I did get that list up of all the different executive orders. That was the same one that I sent to you from Paste Magazine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you have them listed, Executive Order 1, 2, and then 6 through 10. And
Yep.
Okay, cool. I thought that was the best one I could find.
Alrighty. Yeah, I know it's been very hard to find an actual copy of the executive orders. I was only able to find one article the other day that I shared, and it had the full 7-page executive order on the travel ban.
Personally, I'm finding it hard to keep up with each one. I see it and it passes, and then there's another one, and so now I'm not versed on any of them. You know what I'm
I
saying?
hear you.
Because they're so fast and furious, and that makes me feel stupid.
I think,
But basically, I think he's going back and trying to undo some shit Obama did. So
well,
I wish he would go back and undo the goddamn NDAA, okay?
wish he
Which would take
uh,
the Patriot Act away.
I wish he would, in terms of the economy, I wish he'd go ahead and just close down the Federal Reserve already.
yeah.
Well, he's all for that. He's supposed to be working with Rand on that. Oh, Randall.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to. That's a private joke.
Oh, Randall.
Oh, Randall.
Oh boy.
That's what. Oh, I would never forget that. I was talking about him one time. I forget which one of my friends it was, but they were like, "Isn't that the candidate with the perm?" I'm like, "Yep, that's him."
Yeah, or isn't that the candidate that endorsed his father's
Yeah.
opponent or something? It was like, and you just put, "Oh, Randall."
Oh. Do you remember the meme by chance?
The one who was dropped on his head.
Ron Paul.
We're going. Mike, stop us. Please
Yeah,
stop
I'm
us.
like, you guys are just going off on a wild tangent, and that's not what this show is all about at all.
Exactly.
Let's get back on target.
Let's get serious.
Thank you.
So any business-related decision Trump makes won't
Thanks for cutting the-
surprise me.
I
Because he's a venture capitalist. That's what it comes down to. So he's all about business. Doesn't surprise me. I think he's doing good with the lifting the regulations from small business owners because they've been strangled by those regulations for so long now. And that obviously impedes them from growing their business and hiring more people and all that great stuff. So hopefully that does get sorted out.
I mean, a lot of people that I work with right now have suffered terribly because of the restrictions. I mean, I work for a grand local business. I mean, it's like very well renowned. I mean, it's one of the biggest local businesses ever. I mean, the biggest square footage. I mean, it's like when we go to trade shows, everybody knows who we are. I mean, the guy, my friend Bill, the owner, he has worked very, very hard to build that. Now, after all these years, we're finding ourselves in trouble. There's been a lot of pay cuts, a lot of policy changes. It's like we had to turn corporate because of the bullshit. So.
Yeah. Big corporations dominate in the current economic variant, I guess you could call it, that we're dealing with today, which should be obvious but at this point. But small business doesn't exactly thrive the way it should. I've seen myself many up-and-coming businesses. They're family-owned in my area, and I've seen them come and go literally within a couple of months. And they get shut down so quick, and it's ridiculous. They can't do anything. It's like they're stifled, Well,
I mean, the place I work has been established for like 35 years, and they're having trouble. That's when they're really going for the throat right there.
That's when you see that, and it's becoming more common all throughout the country. You have these small family-owned businesses that have been established for 25, 30, 50 years. And they were there yesterday, and they're gone tomorrow.
Yep.
And it's what the hell is going on? And I'm finding from different people that I know who have been in business and have closed up, and a lot of it has to do with just the taxation. They can't afford it, and they're going bankrupt.
That's exactly right. And Obamacare did not help.
Not at all. That really hurt people, especially business owners who are picking up the tab.
we actually used to have at least 50 employees at all times, and we've had to go under that because of it, and it makes work harder for everybody because we're struggling to do the work of 50.
Mm-hmm. You're doubling the workload on each person and doubling the amount of hours they need to be there. You're really wearing your staff down.
And it's stressful. It's stressful for everyone.
It creates revolving doors.
It causes problems. It causes animosity, and I just try to get past it and realize that everybody has a struggle, I don't know.
Yeah. So, we want to get into these EOs?
Sure.
Alrighty. I got them up on screen if you're looking. I know the viewers out there are. I know the listeners, if there are any, aren't watching. If you would like to, you could check out our YouTube stream at youtube.com/c/Shamrocks and Shenanigans/live.
I should go link people to our stream, shouldn't I?
Yeah, that would be nice.
And find your friend that wants to come in.
Where is he?
Check on Jessica.
Come out of hiding. Yeah, I was going to say, where's Jessica?
Well, she had a job interview, and she's going to be here as quick as possible.
Gotcha.
Now, getting into these executive orders. Executive Order number 1. What it is. An order minimizing the economic burden of the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act pending repeal. What it means. There could now be less enforcement of the mandate for everyone to buy insurance, which would create instability in the exchanges. They're saying it would create instability.
Well, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't that have a lot to do with Medicare?
I believe it has
and Medicaid?
No, I believe it has a lot more to do with everybody's insurance.
Maybe I wasn't listening hard. Oh, God. Of all times, Jessica sends me a voice message. I can't do that, girl.
What happened?
She sent me a voice message. I can't listen.
Yeah. Executive Order number 2. What is it? A federal government hiring freeze for all new and existing positions, except for military, national security, and public safety jobs. The order intends to curb governmental growth and aims to ultimately reduce federal workforce size, but could force federal agencies to use more contractors, which would drive up prices. The action specifically applies to the civilian workforce in the executive branch, which totals some 1.36 million people, according to a 2014 Office of Personnel Management report. Executive Order number 3. Actually, hold on. I need to get up for a second. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
Okie dokie. No problem. I'm sorry I got quiet. I was talking to Jessica because she just doesn't understand.
Yeah, I'm trying to plug our stream on Facebook. That's why I was kind of idling over here.
Yeah, I'm trying to ask her, did she get her job?
I believe she has her own little thing going, doesn't she? What is it? The fruit something. I know it's fruit something.
Yeah, but she got she interviewed for another job today that was really important to her. So.
Oh, best of luck.
I'm trying to ask her if she wants to call in or if. Hang on. So don't mention her personal stuff when she gets here, I said. This is a personal conversation. I love Jessica. She's a good girl. She is a good egg.
She's a good egg.
Yes.
Let's see.
You're not too bad yourself.
I try.
Okay, she's in the car.
Okay, so she'll probably, call when she gets home or something?
That's what I'm asking her. How long?
All right, let's see. I think Mike's gonna kill us for kind of being silent.
I know it.
All right. Shit.
Sing. Sing hot dogs and
applesauce. Hot dogs and applesauce.
Oh God, she won't be home for an hour. What the fuck?
Oh man, he's gonna hear us do that, and he's gonna take our heads.
Oh, I don't know if we'll still be on in an hour.
Yeah, we need. I mean, for us to be on in an hour, we need like content. Because Mike has all the executive orders, and he had to step away for a moment. So.
Yeah, I just told her I don't think we'll be here. But
Let's see. What should we talk about?
Talk about the next executive order. Read it.
Which one is it?
I don't know. I can't see it.
Mike didn't send me the link.
Oh shit! I have the link.
Oh, good.
I don't know where he left off though. Let's wait on him. I know it, right? Okay. No, I was really upset because Tracy didn't come in because she's so versed on this stuff. She knows it inside and out.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And she was upset too. She really wanted to come on. She just got stuck at work.
Yeah, my bud that was gonna come on. He is over dealing with family things, so I don't. He said it's 50-50 if he'll call in or not.
Oh,
Everyone's getting caught up, man.
Everybody is getting caught up. I get tired of setting things up and that fall through.
Yeah.
Except for Tracy, she always comes through. She's just always there. But shit happens.
I've had a couple of people approach me on they want to make a radio podcast type deal, and this is why I turn them down though, because
they're not serious.
Reliability is an issue, and
exactly.
I'm like, look, guys, I'm already with I'm doing things over here with Seal and Mike because I can actually count on them, and we're always on when we're supposed to be on, and there's no dilly dallying. So I don't want to have any side projects going on that are in concrete.
If they're not serious, and I do try to vet. I love to get to know new people and everything, but we just don't. All of us, we just don't have time for people in and out of our lives. We put too much work into it.
Oh man, yeah, that's been an unfortunate experience of ours, definitely over the years. What with people claiming to be serious about the movement, but they're not really. So
exactly.
I'm sorry. As you know, I got the speakers open, so I've been able to hear everything. I just had to step away because I'm dealing with a crying 1-year-old. So now my wife is taking care of him for us. But
life happens.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the problem is a lot of people get involved in the movement only to see what they can get out of it for themselves. If they see that they can't get something for themselves, then they want to bail real fast.
Yep, absolutely. I came into this being selfless, not selfish. That's my thing. I said, well, I'm going to give as much of my time and energy and resources as possible, because the whole point of this is to try to reach people and wake them up. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, I told Joey this afternoon, I said, it's so different in doing a show. I mean, this afternoon we had this conversation. I said, he gets it from me. I'm not a commitment person, but when I do, I'm like a lion. I told him, I said, this used to be so different. It used to be a lot more fun. I said, but now I have a shot. I said, it's a responsibility. I have to be somewhere at a certain time. And I have to do these things. You know what I'm saying? But it means enough to me to do it,
Right.
So you have to be committed to do stuff like this, because you're not going to get rich. I mean, at best you can make a nice bit to help you tide over or something. You know what I'm saying? But
if you're really active and you're one of the few who actually makes it, like Luke or Adam, or
exactly,
and even at that,
InfoWars,
it's usually only a stepping stone.
Exactly.
into something
That's
better that's not so much full-time activism and much better paying.
Because people like us, we have to have other jobs in order to live, so this, the more time you put into anything, the better it is. Personally, I don't have a big personal life. This is what I do. But I mean, that's my choice.
Yeah, it's kind of a running joke, isn't it? Oh, what life do we have outside of the liberty movement? Somewhat.
Life? What's a life? This is my life.
I go pick up my kid from the bus stop, and I go to get gas and cigarettes and a couple of grocery shopping, and
Right.
that's my life, man.
Right,
you just forage for food and come here.
I just saw my friends, guys that I grew up in, we went to high school and all together. I just saw a group of them the other day for the first time in probably maybe 3, 4, 5 months. And it was only because I had to work on my truck and, I had to do universal joints on it. And I can no longer get up and down. It makes me very nauseous from doing the up and down and all that kind of stuff. So I had one of my buddies get out and get under the truck to pull the drive shaft out so I could swap the U-joints out in it. And that was pretty much the only reason that I ended up going out and going over to somebody else's house.
That's it.
I mean, really.
Last week was my first time at the beach in 4 months.
God, Eric, you lie. You used to go to the beach every day.
That's it, man. That's right. See, even she remembers. I used to go there every day.
It's like around the block from you.
It is. It's like a stone throws away, man. Seal would be on the phone with me sometimes, telling me not to do anything stupid, because I'd be like, "Shit, man, we got to do something." She's like, "Relax, Tiger. Don't do anything stupid."
Constantly. Well, he used to go down there by himself in the middle of the damn night, and I'd be like, man, that's not cool.
Oh, he's a
But
big
anyway,
boy.
you guys want to get back to the executive orders? That's what we're here for.
Sure, that sounds like a plan.
Okay.
We left off at number, what was it, 4?
No, I did number 2, and going on number 3. Executive order number 3. I wish they had names on them. There's no names.
Hang on, Mike. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Jessica said she's ready for you to call her. She's on the freeway, but she can do it.
Oh, God.
Alrighty.
Tell her to please be careful.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard of
first radio.
Freeway Ricky Ross. No, yeah, Freeway Jessica S.
I almost spat my water out.
Okay, let me add her.
That was perfect. I get it now, Mike. Freeway. She's on the front. I get it.
Okay, she's ready.
I'm calling now. No, she's not.
No, she's not?
User not online.
Don't make me kick her ass.
Kick her ass. Kick her ass.
Hey, those guys.
I said, user not online, hooker.
That's how. Yeah. That's how you get.
That would get her attention.
Oh yeah, she's seen it right away.
Oh shit! Hey, fuckface, get online. That was my calling. Hey, those guys who were going on kind of a tangent, but they were dropping a lot of truth too. What was it? I think Mike posted the video. They were in New York or New Jersey.
Oh, yeah, those guys, they were outside of some place, and it looked like they had a tripod or something set up.
That was awesome. That was, I think it was either New York or New Jersey.
Had to have been New York.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's straight Brooklyn, man.
She said it never rang.
It's saying that she's not online.
I'll tell her to call us.
Is she on Skype? Or is she talking about calling on Facebook chat or something?
She's always on Skype, but I didn't see her name pop up. These girls. Okay, now we got silent. It's all because of Jessica. Okay, when
Yep.
she gets here,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
just kick her ass. As a group, let's just kick her ass.
Oh no, that's all
A
you.
rabid pack of dogs.
Now everyone wants to come on.
Oh, I know. We were just struggling with this not too long ago.
Well, we're okay.
Yeah, we're good. We'll stay afloat. We're floating on the wreckage.
And you know what? I'm not dropping my boyfriend into the cold water off the Titanic. I'll never understand that. I'll never understand that.
Oh, God.
What? I mean, talk about giving up too fast.
Nope. And she's not online.
She says she's on Facebook Messenger. What? I don't know what she means.
No,
I
she
mean,
needs to
Yeah,
get
she
on
needs to
Skype.
be on Skype, not on Facebook.
Yeah, tell her to
Can't
get
tell.
on Skype, not Facebook, because you can. I don't even think there's a way to do that
I could
through
bring
chat.
I could bring.
no, there's not.
I could. Actually, yes. I believe with chat you can do multiple people somehow.
Huh?
I didn't know that.
Somehow, I'm not sure. I haven't done it yet, but I believe somebody was telling me you can. There's group chat or something.
Yeah, you're right because that's,
She said she doesn't know how to do that while she's driving. Okay, then.
Alrighty. I wonder if I were to call her from Facebook on the Facebook chat, it might. She wouldn't be able to see you guys, but she should be able to hear you, and you should be able to hear her.
you
Okay.
could try.
Give it a
could
shot.
try.
Let's see what happens.
I just had
The ship's going down anyway.
I just had a person
Right.
named DD Streamer PM me that I had met recently that said he's listening.
Hey, hello.
Hey,
Person
thank you.
who you met recently, or met Sil recently.
Exactly. He's a musician.
I'm a musician.
Actually, he said he had told me that he would give us his rights.
Oh, wow.
He just said Screamer, DD Screamer. He corrected me. My bad, DD.
DD Screamer. Cool. What's up, man?
Hey,
Thanks for
DD.
tuning in.
mess with an artist's name.
Exactly. Oh, I feel terrible.
Let's
So,
see.
yeah, I think if we buzzed her in with chat, I think we would be able to hear her.
Let me
Hopefully
see.
they fixed that, because when I used to talk to people, and this was last year, of course, on chat, through the voice chat anyway, there would be massive delays. So
Yes.
hopefully that won't be a thing.
I'm going to try calling her right now. We'll see what happens.
Ooh, I hear something.
Hello? Nope, I'm not hearing her.
Hello?
Oh, Jessica?
Jessica.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
Hello? Well, I guess she can't hear me.
Oh, well, she's lost.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Okay, now let's get back to our executive orders. We have played too long.
Okay, sorry.
No, it was my fault. I'm very distracting.
No, well, yes, but no argument here.
Thanks, partner.
Anytime. I got you.
Yeah, Zoom. Okay. Scooby-Doo.
I got the knife for the back right here.
See those bus tracks?
Oh,
Let's see. Executive Order number 3. What it is: any Obama-era regulation signed in his lame duck period is being put on hold until further review by the Trump administration. What it means: some agencies are broadly interpreting the regulatory freeze, delaying outreach meetings, and ceasing the renewal of certain governmental forms. But more importantly, sanctions against the growingly nationalistic Burma are now on delay.
See, I don't understand that very well.
Yeah, like this is very vague in the way it's worded. I'm not really.
and this is
It
from
doesn't really get it.
CNN.
No, this is from some pastemagazine.com.
Uh, yeah, that's. I was gonna say. These are kind of vague. I think they kind of just use the whole political language to describe what they are, and that's kind of it.
That's my problem. When they use that political language to describe things, it kind of loses me because I'm kind of like a little child.
The thing is, like the way they're not even describing what they are. They're saying like what it means,
Right.
and it's like there could now be, and this could mean.
Yeah.
So it really this is an opinion piece.
Yeah, let's ditch it.
Yeah.
Let's ditch it and talk about TPP or something.
Well, let's talk about Trump straight up going into the CIA headquarters, telling them indirectly, politely, to go fuck themselves, and they're going to clean this mess up. It's their monster, as he called it, and they're going to destroy it faster than they created it. That was
Whoa,
pretty.
I must have missed that.
Oh, well, me and Mike knew about that, I believe.
Well, I'm sorry, I have a day job.
Yeah,
Um,
I believe it was last Saturday. I could have swore we talked about this, but yeah, Trump.
We could have. I just get busy.
It was on last Saturday. It was his first day in office after being inaugurated, and the very first thing he did that morning was hold a meeting at CIA headquarters, and it was. Wow, it really blew me away. If you paid attention to the wording that he used, it was like, we're going to defeat ISIS, and, you're going to do it.
Right.
It was almost like he was saying, listen, I know that you created this. This is your monster. You now know that I know, and you might be giving me a little bit of problem getting my people in, but one way or another, my people are going to be put in office, and you're going to stop ISIS. ISIS is going to be defeated. You're going to do this. So, the way he did it, it really kind of it struck a nerve with me where I really had to stop and think, And then I saw the way the media was trying to rip that whole interview apart. And, they're trying to say that he was bashing the CIA, and I didn't take it as that. He was calling them on their irresponsibility and allowing this whole thing to escalate to what it was, and basically said that it's going to be stopped, and I'm going to make sure that you guys have all the funding and everything that you need to make this happen as soon as possible.
Talk about going into the lion's den.
No kidding. I mean, this guy has big balls.
Yeah,
like,
brash balls.
Like, he's up there with Adam Kokesh and shit.
He's definitely, he's got no shame at all. He's just like, here I am, and there's not a damn thing you can do about me.
Well, you know what really kills me is like everybody. I think a lot of people that we deal with said to themselves, now, I'm not talking for anybody. I don't like to do that. But I think some of the consensus was, we don't like government. We're not paying attention to this guy. This is not how we live. We're not going to do it anymore. But now that he's in there and he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do, they're surprised.
Yeah.
On both fronts.
Absolutely.
You want to hear something funny? Are we all familiar with the age-old anarcho-capitalists versus anarcho-communists feud that has been going for years and years and years now?
Yeah.
Here's what's funny, guys. The fucking anarcho-communists are starting to endorse this guy. openly.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Come on, man. Who?
Wow.
When you
That
win
kinda
those
scared
guys
me.
over, come on.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like a lot of people that I deal with, they hate him more and more by the day
Yep.
because I don't think
Yeah, I have issues.
that they
with
realize.
that.
Maybe it's that a lot of people didn't understand that a president could actually go in office and
Do this.
Start doing things
or
and
no
making things
do
happen.
what they promised.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time ever, if you really think about it, where people are actually pissed at the president because he's doing
what
exactly
he
what he
said.
said he was going to do.
It really is.
Usually,
That's the
every time
irony.
we're pissed because they're not doing it.
I know. I'm like, I'm blown away by that, actually.
Exactly. Come
That's
on,
the
guys,
whole
look at
part
the-
of being baffled by bullshit, you know?
Well, it's the whole point of keep up, even if you don't agree.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I did. I didn't agree. I couldn't stand the man. I wouldn't have dinner with him. But you know what? He's doing exactly what he said. That's commendable.
Now, I've always been the
Yes.
opposite. I guess being that I'm from Jersey, the New York area, Trump has always been a big name in this area.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was a household name growing up. So, I don't know. I always saw him as being a powerful, prominent, successful businessman.
Right.
Regardless of what some people had said, you know, because I always knew that people hated me for different reasons. People were jealous of me because I had a little bit more than them. So, you know, I understand when you're at that caliber, you're going to have a lot of people who are jealous and envious of you, and they're going to talk shit. So I just always kind of stayed neutral, and, you know, I wanted to give him a chance. I couldn't go ahead and support him only because I knew he was in that 1% bracket. You know, I don't care what you say. You don't get to that level of fame and fortune unless you're accepted by the inside club. If not, they'll make sure you disappear. Whether it's physically or at least out of the scene, one way or another, you will be a nobody.
That's the glitch, though. That what you just said. That's why people don't trust him.
Right.
Is because
Yep.
they think that he's in that inside club when we don't want him to be in that inside club. And do you know what I really?
But I don't know
mean,
if
just
he
my
is.
personal opinion. I think he's just backed them for so long and just got sick of them, and he said, "Well, I'm gonna go one better, and I'm gonna become president, and then fuck you all." You know,
It's
I mean,
very possible. It seems like there's a feud going on inside their own little clan.
yeah.
And
Because if you've noticed, a lot of the people that he's picked for his cabinet have some kind of gripe with the establishment. All of them.
we've already discussed this, yeah.
So that
I mean,
makes
he's
me-
got a strange cabinet.
Yes.
I mean,
very
it goes
diverse.
from the here to there and everywhere. But you know what? What's wrong with that?
As far as backgrounds go, you could say that they're very diverse. But as far
Which
as
is good.
ethnicity goes, it's pretty much one and the same. You have a couple black and a lot of whites, and that's pretty much all that's in his cabinet. Other people have a problem with that,
Well, let's talk
especially the
about
Latin
this.
community.
What scandals has he ever been really caught up in?
Well,
I mean, he's nothing to do with Pizzagate. He's not been to the island.
yes, he has.
You know.
Yes, he
Oh,
has.
damn! Shut up.
Yes, he has
Do
been.
tell.
Yes, he has been to Jeffrey. Him and Jeffrey Epstein are friends. He
Oh
has
my
talked. He
God.
has spoken publicly about him, stating that he's a great person.
Ooh, that's
yeah,
a bad time.
He's been to the island. He's been, from what I understand, he's been on the Lolita Express. So there are ties. Now, something else that I brought, a video I stumbled upon last night, and, you know, I had seen a couple of the interviews that were in it, and I always felt there was something a little off kind of between Trump and Melania, almost like there's really no love lost there. You know, you could see almost like she feels a little uneasy around him. And in this video, they basically go in and talk about how Melania is in an abusive relationship. She is being abused by Trump, and there's psychologists and psychiatrists and this and that who agree. Then they actually present the evidence throughout the video, and it really makes you stop and think. She very well could be.
Well, she looked so meek and timid at the inauguration.
The one thing that you'll really, if you pay attention to, and I think even the media has picked up on this, is there was one scene where Donald turns around and she was smiling, kind of, and he goes around. He says whatever he says to her in 2 or 3 seconds, turns back around, and he's got this look on his face, and all of a sudden her expression just drops as soon as he turned around. It was almost like he was scolding her or something.
Well, I want to see.
Then if you pay attention while they were at the dance, at one of the balls, I believe it was the Deplore ball, Melania had danced with Donald, and then she danced with the soldier. And you could see that she was like uneasy, kind of, okay, yeah, I'm here, when she was dancing with Donald versus dancing with the soldier. You could see that there was genuine joy written all over her face. So there's definitely something behind the scenes, and we
That's
don't know what's
interesting.
going
I had
on.
never even thought of such.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yes,
we haven't
it is.
talked about that.
Yeah, I know. It's just something that it came up really late last night, and it's something that really makes you think. I just felt I had to put it out there to be objectionable.
Send me those links after we're done here. I want to see.
Right. Yeah,
That's
definitely.
interesting. I always thought the unease that was being showcased was because they kind of knew that something is going to happen to him, which I very much believe is more than a possibility.
I don't see how they could at this point. It's too, everybody would know.
But we have to remember that they got Kennedy about a year and a half in.
Yes.
So.
That's true, but the American people, they were not. There was no technology then. There was no internet. It was a
weren't
different
awake
time.
like they are now. Just when I
Yeah.
was growing up, I turned 18 in the year 2000. While I was growing up to that point, we were able to get away with a lot of shit. Even up until the time I was about 25, you were able to get away with a lot of different things that you can't get away with today. Technology caught up to us. Now you have a camera everywhere. Everybody's got a cell phone camera. You didn't have that technology. Towns didn't have all of these cameras on every single traffic light and every pole, and businesses didn't have all of these cameras. They had a couple cameras maybe in higher volume areas, and they were facing at the doors or at the cash register, and that was it. You didn't have multi-angle surveillance and this and that.
Right.
Yeah, if that happened now, I think the United States would really go up in flames.
Because it would be obvious.
Because you have to understand, Kennedy was in for a year and a half. Okay, that's great. But Donald Trump is going to be on this social media every day, even the whole 4 or 8 years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's not like NBC and Walter Cronkite is all you have to see.
No, this is he's got a megaphone now, and he's using it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Whole situation is very interesting.
This is true. What bugs me at the end of the day is we know that they have no qualms with killing their own civilian soldiers. Doesn't matter to them, so.
Somebody posted today, and I thought it was so funny. It said, wonder how InfoWars is going to... Oh, no, I know what it was. I wonder how Alex Jones is going to feel when Trump is invited to Bilderberg.
Build a what?
When Trump is invited to Bilderberg.
It does make you think. It's like, will he go? Will he not? Will he be invited?
Well, that's something that I'm kind of going to be blasting for the next...
Do we really know for sure that he wasn't there?
I don't. I wonder. I'm going to make a status.
You know, that was a very weird. Did you guys see that video? Alex Jones infiltrating the Bohemian Grove. Did you?
Oh
Did you guys
yeah,
see
we saw that years
hell yeah.
ago.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah.
God, wasn't that like in
That was like
09 or 10?
08, 010, something like that. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Yeah, that was some weird shit, man. I'll tell you that. That was weird shit.
It is weird shit, but it's madness.
It's like, if that's like, what are they doing there? You know, like
child
you have
sacrifices
It's all
and
a
all,
part
man.
of Pizzagate, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Oh, absolutely. That's the kind of stuff, heads up, I'm going to be blasting for the next few days, probably, as much as I can.
Well, you know, there's a couple of people that are way into the Pizzagate thing and doing the research, you know.
What?
Kriston Harris is one of them. Tracy is the other.
We have a couple other researchers who are doing things. I know something was set to happen right after the inauguration. It was supposed to be a big release, and then it never happened. I don't know what the story is with that.
I don't either. I need to get with our researcher that I won't mention her name.
Yeah,
and
I know I
ask
spoke to her the other
about
day, and she was sick. She had been sick for a few days, and I really didn't want to touch on it. So I just let it be and said, okay, well, you get better, and then let me know when you're well. And,
yeah, I'll touch on that with the Miss D.
yeah.
Because I know what you're talking about, because I was waiting and it never happened, and I just never thought to mention it. Interesting, though.
I actually want to check our stats real quick. This was something that we should discuss, might as well.
Okay.
That whole thing that you sent me the other day where you found the person in two places. They were in Ford's footage, and then they were in this other video.
Yeah, the one that was big.
Hey, what's up? Andrew Kramer here for Video Co.
Whoops.
That shit is nuts.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put that up, but shit, what happened to it?
But I mean, it's pretty harsh.
Yeah, viewer discretion is advised on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, this was really interesting to me. I don't know what in the world my head was thinking, but I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What is this?
Oh, you'll like it.
Just watch the first video, and then we'll watch the second, I guess.
The first one. Which one?
You know, the bad one.
Oh, okay.
The one in Seattle.
Yeah. Got you. Okay. Go.
Support any discrimination. Thank you.
Honestly, fuck white supremacy, fuck the U.S. empire, fuck your imperialist ass flag. That shit gotta go. Fuck that shit. Okay. You know what America thrives off of? Capitalism. We use our motherfucking black and brown bodies to live and survive while white people own fucking properties after that. Yeah, there are poor white people, right? But black and brown people are affected by all of the shit around us. And capitalism is one of them. So you know what we need to do? We need to start giving fucking money. White people, give your fucking money, your fucking house, your fucking property. We need it fucking all. You need to reparate black and indigenous people right now. Pay the fuck up. Pay the fuck up. It ain't just your fucking time, it's your fucking money, and your fucking life is now devoted to social change. Right? Yeah. I'm tired of y'all also complaining about you don't have time. Well, We don't have fucking time either. You know what I mean? We have fucking classes. Some of us are working 40 fucking hours. You know? 40 fucking hours and juggling fucking different classes for under white supremacy. We're all operating under white supremacy, just so you know.
How many people do I know are working 80 and 90 hours and can barely get fucking by?
By the way, Eric, she's a school teacher.
Oh yeah, she's a preschool teacher.
White House, your fucking president, they must go. Fuck yeah. Fuck the White House. Fuck the White House and fuck your voting. I'm with her. Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck. Cause you know what? Obama deported so many fucking people, but y'all still are fixated on voting for a fucking president. Capitalism. Capitalism is what it's fucking racism. You know?
What the fuck does capitalism have to do with voting?
Shop at home.
We will not.
We hope.
How about now?
Okay, good.
You hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Big echo.
So I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden Skype just shut down, and the video that was playing completely stopped, and it came up off Snap. But
Vanna White.
But yeah, right. But the good news is we did not stop streaming, recording, or anything like that. So it stayed up.
Good. That's
You've got
perfect
really
proof.
bad echo over there, Mike.
I have a bad echo over there.
Yeah.
Over here.
No, I don't hear
No,
it.
hold on. Sale, talk again.
I don't hear his bad echo.
Never mind. Okay.
Sometimes when we first get back on Skype, it'll do that for a second, but it goes
But-
away.
Okay, so as I was saying, is there more to the video, or did we get the gist of it?
I'm not sure where exactly it left off, but I think we pretty much
got the
gist
gist.
of it.
Okay,
That's
so
pretty
you know,
much
who
it.
is this girl to? Was she a teacher? You guys said teacher. Who is she to
That's the
come
part
out
that we
here
missed.
and just demand these things?
Exactly.
From what, specifically white people? Who is she to come up? First of all, don't blame us for the actions of our ancestors. Don't do that. We weren't there. We didn't do that to fucking the indigenous peoples and native tribes. We didn't do that. Don't fucking sit there and blame me for that. That's like me fucking, I don't know.
That's
going
like
up to
me
some random
and you.
black person and saying, you know what, fuck you for something your great-great-grandfather did, and now you're going to have to pay for it. Don't do that. That's senseless. I'm pissed.
I hate when it comes to things that I truly hate or despise. Their actions, and most of them relate to ignorance, arrogance, that sort of thing. As far as hating people or because of their background or ethnicity, it's very much beyond me. I'm so much above that. When I'm going to dislike somebody, I find actual reasons to dislike that particular person. I'm not
it's
gonna.
not you go out there and you start demanding for money and land and shit and housing and look, man. We all want those things, but who are you to come out here and demand them, and then specifically from white people and say fucking, apparently all of us, I know she didn't say this, but you know what, fuck it, she was trying to sweep all white people under the rug and color them the same fucking color, and what white supremacy? You know what?
She's saying that she's living under white supremacy. Racism itself is running rampant. And I think at this point, I believe that there's a lot more racist black people and Hispanic people out there than there are white, at least practicing.
Right. I think that racism is inherent in our current system. That's just not even disputable. But holy shit, okay, if this was truly a white supremacist nation, you wouldn't be fucking talking like that. You wouldn't be given the right to speak like that. You wouldn't be given the right to assemble like that. You wouldn't be fucking given any of those rights. Yes, you may be dealing in some kind of financial struggle. Sure, we all fucking are though. So don't give me that shit. Don't single yourself out and play and throw a fucking pity parade and expect me to come because I'm fucking showing. But
Eric, where we didn't even go yet was what we saw on some other footage on the 20th of the same person.
Does it get worse?
Well, I mean, it was just like, I don't know. Hit it, Mike.
I gotta find the video. Hold on.
That was
that was Ford's video.
Yes, in our 20 hours. I want to say it was 2 hours and 20 minutes.
I like how she glazed over that one little. Oh, I know that there's poor white people too. You fucking think, Oh yeah, but let's glaze over that one. Oh, but they're probably a minority. Well, fuck you. If your whole speech you're supposed to be for minorities, so why not include them? Why? Fuck you.
Well, you know what? I hate to say this like on air, but Jesus Wagner, a guy that's doing a lot of the stream and Standing right now, accepted me, and I told him to find us if he wanted to get on a podcast, and he gave me a big thumbs up. So maybe we'll get something on that.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah, they were arresting people left and fucking right today.
Okay,
I'm
not surprised.
That ticked me off. I mean,
I mean, it's offensive.
Because it's like, she totally fucking just made it around, what did she say, black and brown people, so she's talking about blacks and Hispanics and natives and whatnot. That's her target audience, I suppose, and she's acting as if they're the only ones struggling with something, and that's not true.
The Irish were the biggest slaves ever.
Well, can we talk about that? Yes, exactly. Can we please talk about the Irish slave trade?
I was going to say...
They want to come in and say only black people were enslaved. I'm not trying to fucking equate them and say one was worse than the other. No, I'm saying, can we please acknowledge that not only black people were enslaved and impoverished? Can we please do that?
Honey, please, we are all just slaves on the big plantation at this point.
And we all are. That's right. Good point, Seal. Slavery never truly went away because we're still in slavery. It doesn't matter if your fucking feet are shackled or not. There's mental slavery, and that's what we're dealing with today.
Eric, no. Slavery was only expanded. It was never abolished like people think. And they did it through the Federal Reserve Act, and they did it through equal rights. When they turned around and expanded the workforce and allowed black people to get their Social Security numbers, get jobs, and that sort of thing, and allowed women to go out and work, they were able to break up families, make families more dependent on the system because they needed childcare and all, and they turned around and had a much larger tax base, a much larger taxable income that they were able to start create and start reaping the rewards of. So it was like, oh, okay, you want rights? Sure, you got the right to go out and work. You got the right to vote. You got the right to pay taxes and keep us here. Sure. That's all it was. You're my bitch now.
It's wage slavery. That's what it is.
That's it.
That's exactly what it is.
Come on now, racism. Good point. Like I said, slavery never went away. It just kind of changed form. That's it.
That's all it did. Yeah. We had a damn tea party over what? Fucking 3%.
We went from a fucking 3% T tax, and we flipped our fucking shit. We grabbed our guns and said, fuck you. Now, fast forward 200 and something years later,
we let them
almost
tax
half
50
or
and
over
60% of our fucking income. 50, when you figure out all of the taxes you're paying, and this is the average middle class, well, I shouldn't say average middle class because that's pretty much gone. We'll say upper lower class now, because that's really what you are. You have the haves and the have-nots, and but
exactly.
At any rate, you have, when you figure out an earner that's say 200 to 250,000, maybe 300,000, under $500,000 a year. So you're at 50 to 60% of your income when you figure in your property tax, your auto, and your insurances, and this and that, and just 35 to 40% of your wages. Then your annuity and all your deductions, you're going home with maybe 30 to 40% of your paycheck.
That's it. I can attest to this because when I was working at the place prior to where I'm working now, I was being taxed up the fucking ass, guys. I was, your check was about $350. About 120 of that was being taken.
Almost a third.
That's not an exaggeration. That's almost a fucking third of the check. And I hate the term pay taxes. I hate that so much because
you don't pay, you're robbed.
I've never voluntarily gave that money to the state.
You never saw that money.
I never just fucking sat there and said, you know what, guys, have fucking a third of my paycheck. Go ahead, screw me over some more.
Never even saw that money.
And you know what? Because people, well, don't you pay taxes? No, actually, I don't. Nobody does. They're just kind of taking. And that's that.
Pretty much.
Hello.
Sometimes if you're still single, and the one trick that I always learned, or I learned years ago, is even if you get married, you still have them take out at the single zero rate. And then you could just get more back at the end of the year and not end up having to owe. Because most people end up claiming their deductions and all and end up having to owe at the end of the year. And that's where you actually have to pay your fucking taxes instead of getting a tax rebate.
Right. She really ticked me off with that one. I know there's poor white people. Oh, really? I'm one. Hello. Well, fuck you.
Hey, Mike. Will you send me the link for this show on PM? My mother can't find it.
Maggie Rose.
Sure,
Maggie
Mommy.
Can't let Maggie down.
Oh, man. What happened? What happened to that America? What happened to people grabbing guns and fucking just standing their ground whenever the government tried to overreach its bounds? What happened? A 3% T tax made us lose our shit and shed fucking blood. And now, like Mike said, a third of your check is taken from you and you're taxed into oblivion, and everyone just kind of sits back, and now we're very passive and docile about it. And
and if you have a car, you have to pay your gas tax, the tire tax, and this tax, and
road tax in some states. What the fuck is a road tax?
That's supposed to be incorporated or included in the gas tax. That's the reason we have a gas tax. Yep. The gas tax was supposed to maintain the roads.
They're going to be taxing our fucking carbon emissions soon, guys. I mean,
that's something they've been trying to incorporate for a while. Is the carbon tax. Soros
I'm going to try this, man. I want to do what the state does for a living. I want to go out and just put a gun to somebody and say, give me fucking half of the money in your wallet now. Right. Don't worry.
Eric, that's not a really good idea.
That wouldn't, and it's not really good to say right now.
Not a really good idea.
I'm trying to find...
if I did that, I would be tried and arrested and thrown in jail. But if the state does that...
I'm still
considering your luck.
That video.
Don't worry, it's going to good things. Yes, it's going to good things. Blowing up children overseas, and yeah, it's going to good things.
Yeah, that's what really kills me a lot too. All these liberals in the streets fighting for something they don't even have.
They want higher taxes.
They have no clue what they don't. It's like they're fighting for nothing. I mean, have you read their signs?
Oh,
I mean,
don't get me started. I mean, it's the economy. We want more taxes. And what the fuck is the Federal Reserve? What did he just say?
Right. They're all up in arms about killing people, and they don't even understand that
it's
the last
hilarious
administration has killed millions of people. Did they really think Trump was going to walk into this and not have a big mess to clean up? It irritates me. It irritates me.
Like Obama's
Tell me how you really feel.
Well, I mean,
it's true.
Hey, so I'm trying to find this spot in the video that you were talking about.
It's at 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Was it 2:20? I'm not seeing it there. Oh,
I saw it at 2:18. You said you saw it at 2:20.
Yeah, now I see it.
It's the button on there is very large span because it was so many hours of footage.
Yeah, no, you just move it a very little bit and it moves like 10 minutes.
Exactly. But I mean, there's more than one shot of the person.
Yeah, but for me to try and find it all.
Yeah, this is true.
Are you talking about the teacher?
Yes, we're talking about the teacher.
The apparent,
I don't condone violence. I don't. But
I'm sorry,
but knock her fucking microphone out of her hand and give her a fucking Ron Paul 101.
The language she was using alone does not constitute the language a teacher would use.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean,
and this is who's teaching our kids?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was not.
Yeah.
You know, I know a lot of teachers and people involved in education because I have young children and I happen to be involved in local education. And that's not the way these people talk, especially even in a private conversation.
Right.
There might be a couple fuck bombs and shit, but it's not like fucking son of a fucking bitch, fuck you, fucking. I was like, damn.
Yeah, man, she was letting them fly. I was like, golly, her whole. I mean, this is a teacher, and she's rambling on about white people owe everybody their money and land and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that come on? You're going to go back to school and you're going to these kids are going to get the impression that that's true and they're going to grow up thinking that's true because that's all they ever fucking heard in school from these kind of teachers. And it's like you're creating a generation of stupid. Like you're this is where this is what it comes down to sometimes in the fucking public education system because they dump the kids down on purpose. They don't teach them what they should be teaching them. They don't have no critical thinking skills. They don't know how to have a fucking open mind about things.
Yeah,
they don't teach them any of these things, and they just hammer fucking biases and preconceived notions into their heads all the time. And by the time they come out of it, fucking 12 years later, they're fucking mindless drones. They're like robotic almost. It's sad, man. It's sad.
Yeah. Well, our whole thing was if we found the footage from Ford in D.C. and then she was in Seattle, then she's probably a provocateur paid by Soros.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where do these people? I mean, she had school. She hasn't had school in a week. What the hell?
No, Seal. Listen, white people owe her that time off. So. So we have to understand that, and we cannot say anything about it because we are the evil white supremacists, and we owe everybody
Eric, you're
everything.
going to get us in trouble, Eric.
I'm actually working on and I'm getting very. There it is. Now I got to figure
there
out
it is.
Mark.
Boom, Mike's the best. Because his microphone is so sensitive.
Damn it. Oh, I could hear a mouse pissing in cotton 3 miles away. It's amazing.
Yeah,
but
you can't get anything past him. You can't talk about him behind his back or anything.
Yeah, she tried. But if I have my headphones on, it's forget about it, man. This mic is so sensitive. I could hear every little creak. It's crazy. I can't figure out the minute mark on this video. Oh, no. Looks about
Someone
right.
needs to trip her.
I'm
Can
sorry,
you get
I'm
me a
quiet.
PO box or something? If you can get me a PO box or something, I have Ron Paul, the Revolution, the book, and I'll send it to her. And I'll gift it.
I don't really think she cares. Eric, don't waste your time arguing. For real.
Nothing to her.
My computer's freezing, and